IndoSoul, looking within to look beyond. True to Paulo Coelho's quote, once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. Each person present here this evening has contributed to the fruition of this event. We express our warm thanks to all of you. We are very glad to extend our welcome to our revered gurus, Mr. Augustine and Mr. V.S. Narasimhan. We have in our midst some of the most brilliant minds of the music and cinema industry, and I'm pleased to introduce the guests of honor of this evening. This prominent musician and composer was conferred with the title of Madhura Kala Pravina very recently. She has been supportive of collaborative music over the years. Besides her musical performances, she continues to deliver workshops all over the world on the subject of world music. She has drawn in a new class of listeners into the world of classical music by her remarkable foray in film music. She appreciates the seamless blend of traditional Carnatic music and quality music in any form. She remains in touch with her roots by supporting various societal causes. It is our pleasure to call Mrs. Bombay Jayashree on stage. I request Karthick Iyer to present a small token of our affection to Ms. Bombay Jayashree. Our next guest, Mr. Rajiv Menon, is a noted cinematographer who is known for directing critically acclaimed Tamil films, Minsara Kanavu and Kandu Kondeen Kandu Kondeen. He has directed a unique documentary about Carnatic musicians for the book release event of Voices Within by contemporary musicians Bombay Jayashree and T.M. Krishna. Mr. Menon owns one of the top production houses in the country. He has always been supportive of nurturing talent, and it is with this aim that he founded the Mindscreen Film Institute, a film school that provides comprehensive training in all facets of cinematography, screenwriting, filmmaking. Mr. Rajiv Menon, ladies and gentlemen. Karthick Iyer will now present a token of our affection to Mr. Rajiv Menon. Mr. Dharan Kumar is a young music composer who is very popular in the Tamil cinema industry. He made his film debut with the movie Parijatam, which features the hit single Unnai Kandine. Recent hits of his include Poda Podi and Naigal Jakiradai. Dharan has also worked on non-film projects. He produced a single, Sing One More Time, as a tribute to the legend Michael Jackson, who Dharan describes as his biggest inspiration during childhood. I've just been informed that Mr. Dharan Kumar is a little delayed, so let us just wait for him to come. Thank you. We have an interesting set of events planned for this evening. The launch of album will be followed by an informal conversation amongst the guests of honor. They will be talking from their experience and adding their perspective to collaborative music and its future. This conversation will be followed by a performance by the band Karthick Iyer Live. I now call upon the front man of the band, Mr. Karthick Iyer, to talk about his experience working on his first album, IndoSoul, Looking Within to Look Beyond.
Hi everyone. Before I start talking, I see Dharan's come. I'd like him to have him on stage, please.
I request Karthik Iyer to please present a token of our affection to Mr. Dharan Kumar.
Check. Good evening to everyone. It's very nice to see all of you here. I thank you all for coming. It means a lot to me and my band that you're all present with us on this special day for us. As most of you know, I started out as a Carnatic musician. Carnatic music gave me the fundamental grounding. Everything I've been able to do today is because of the fundamentals that Carnatic music has taught me. However, I always felt that there was a world beyond traditional Carnatic music, and this led me to start playing with bands like Oxygen, who in my college days I started playing with them, and that was my first experience into going into a recording studio, putting out an album together. Later on, I went on to play with bands Emergence and Raghu Dixit's project. And there's a huge experience I got from working with these bands, of working with musicians from different parts of the world, learning from them, as well as playing for different audiences, traveling and playing, and all this sort of left a deep imprint on me, and sort of sowed the seeds of IndoSoul. And as years went by, I had this yearning to make my own music, and that led to forming the band Karthick Iyer Live. With Karthick Iyer Live, I've had a great fortune of working with some of the very, very talented musicians in Chennai. When we talk about IndoSoul, it's not just my vision that's created Karthick Iyer Live, but it's also been the inputs from all these musicians, Sumesh, Vikram, Naveen, Ram, Alvin, who've... So as we have worked for the past 3 years, and we've really evolved as our relationship has grown stronger, both personally and musically. Some of our recent songs, Saranga, Convergence, and Boundless, which a lot of our online fans might not have heard of till now, are testimony to this fact. Last but not the least, also is our another member of our band, Vinay Vincent, who is off the limelights, who works tirelessly behind the scenes to provide the best of sounds both to the audience as well as the musicians. A little word about IndoSoul. A lot of you might find it in something new. It's basically a component of two things. One is literally soul, meaning soulful, which is what people come and tell us when we listen to our music, saying it was soulful and warm. So we thought that had to be a part of the genre and the album name. And Indo represents the whole civilizational culture of India, of which ancient classical music plays a huge part. But also this tolerance that Indian culture has to accept different cultures, but yet the most important thing, that is our core identity, is something that remains the same, and that's what IndoSoul is about. To sort of make a transition 3 years ago from being a freelancer to becoming a frontman of a band wasn't easy. It was sort of a struggle in the starting, and I have a lot of people to thank for, who made this process a little bit easier. First comes my family. I would really like to thank my dad, who's no more, and my mother. Both of them supported me. It's not easy to just see your son to finish your engineering and then go into music, and they've shown a lot of faith in me, and I thank them for that. I also like to talk about my sister Radhika, who's been a huge support to me. She's in the US now, but she's supported me all the way through. And my wife, Jayashri, we've been married for a year, and I can't imagine having done something like this without her support. And I owe a huge debt of gratitude to my gurus. Shri V. Tyagarajan, who's no more now, but I've learned from him for the past, for about 11, 12 years, the violin from him. Srimati T. Rukmani, Shri V.S. Narasimhan sir, and my vocal gurus, my grand uncle, Shri Kalkata Krishnamurti, Srimati Akila Shiva, Shri Vijay Shiva, and Augustine sir. I wouldn't have been able to do most of the things I'm doing today hadn't it been for the knowledge that my gurus imparted to me. I'd also like to thank the people here on the stage who made this evening a little bit more special than it could be. I'd like to thank Mrs. Bombay Jayashree, Mr. Rajiv Menon, Mr. Dharan for coming here, very kindly accepting our invite to be here. I'd also like to thank Sonia from India. We had a plan 3 days, 4 days before the launch to say, let's not have formal speeches, let's have a conversation between the guests about collaborative music as such, because that's what IndoSoul talks about. And the first person I thought of was Sonia, and she was free and she kindly agreed to come and facilitate the event. I'd also like to thank Sushma Meda for her support to me in the starting phases when I just started the band, and she made the whole process a little bit easier for me. Before I move into talking about the people behind IndoSoul, looking within to look beyond, I'd like to invite my band members onto stage. We have one of the most charming mridangists in town, Sumesh Narayan. Next up is a true rocker, the techie of the band, Vikram Vivekanand. The bassist of the band, one of the most sought-after musicians in Chennai, Naveen Napier. The recent entrant in the band who's a bundle of energy and who's a pleasure to watch on stage, Ramkumar Kanakarajan. Alvin Jayapal has been one of the former members of the band, and I'd like to invite him onto stage. He's played for the song At the Theatres that features in the album, and I really thank him for all the support to me. I'd like to call Vinay Vincent, the sound engineer of the band, to come on stage, please. Before we move on to the launch, I'd like to just talk about the people who are involved in the whole recording process and all the other affiliated process that happened. Biju James was our recording engineer as well as the mixing engineer from VGP Studios. Bob Fukin, who also mixed 4 songs in the album. Andy Bartow from Florida, USA, who's mastered our album. And it was a huge pleasure to work with Swati, who runs her own store, Bang, a sari store, Bang, and she's designed costumes for the event. Also, we have a top in-house branding and communication team consisting of my sister Radhika, her husband Karthick Iyer, who shares my name as well, and his sister Nitya, who's here with us. We'd like to thank them for their inputs. All the invites that you see are thanks to them. It was a lot of fun to work with our photographer Sriram Roxon, Sriram K, he calls himself Sriram Roxon, and he's come from Visakhapatnam to be with us today, and also has taken the pictures in the CD cover. I'd like to thank the PR team, Payal and Akhila, for their efforts, as well as Pritish Soundarajan, who took care of the online marketing. And last, I'd like to thank Team Beatos, Be There on Stage, who organized the whole event and made it easy for me to concentrate on music while they took care of all the organizing. We're ready to go for the album launch, and I'd like to call all these people onto stage.
It is now time to launch Karthick Iyer Live's first music album, IndoSoul, Looking Within to Look Beyond. We now request our guests of honor and other dignitaries on the stage to release this album.